is the race leader. That's Martin Truex Jr. right behind him.
And this is a perfect time to try 2 tires, if you're going to try 2 tires. And I think we'll see some in certain situations as the night goes on, and this was a perfect time to see what 2 does versus 4.
You watch the action on the track. Let's check down in the garage.
Well, we're with Tony Stewart. Tony just crawled out of the car. What happened out there?
The 11 car decided to stop for some reason right in the middle of turn 4, so I'm sure he was getting tight because for 3 laps in a row we were catching him through the center and the exit of the corner, and all of a sudden he just stops on the exit of 4 in front of 42 cars and I guess expects all of us to drive around him. So I don't know. He's tore up 2 really good race cars. He tried to crash us on Friday in practice and didn't get it done, so at least he finished it off today.
Has there been some difficulty between the 2 of you?
No, he's a young guy and he wants to be successful, but I don't know if he knows what the definition of team is right now.
Lindsay?
Well, Ralph, I'm standing beside Denny Hamlin. Tony was just voicing his frustration, saying that you slowed down there basically for no reason. What was your perspective of the incident?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen the replay, but I know, I'm looking out of the front windshield, and it's just the car was starting to lose its handle there, as was a lot of cars. But myself, I really didn't slow up, any more than I had, lap before. But I think he was just a little bit closer than what he had been in the previous laps, and got into us. It's not too big of a deal, I don't reckon.
Bill?
Thanks, Lindsay. Caution on the track. Tony Raines.
That was.
Come on, let's go to the garage here.
Man, that's just unusual. I mean, really, this is unusual. We don't normally see this.
No, and this racetrack must just be incredibly slick, and these cars are either pushing real bad, and I think Denny said something really...
I don't know who it was, got into the back of you off of 4.
I think Denny said something really that's telltale sign of where the night's going. We'd only run 10 or 15 laps, and he said the car was already losing its handle. 10 or 15 laps into a race, when the car goes away, you're in trouble.
Larry?
Guys, we talked about this during the entire pre-race, and Kyle, you ran the Daytona 500, and even though we know the track has a lot less grip in July, this track did not have a lot of grip, and there were a lot of ill-handling cars in February, and I think you throw the impound race in on top of these guys with only 2 practices on Thursday, I think we're going to have a lot of ill-handling cars throughout this entire 400-mile race.
I got to agree with that, and then throw the heat and the humidity on top of all that. I'm going to tell you, man, we got a lot going on out here right now.
Okay. Keep coming. No, got to spin. He's up high here. Okay. Right, 44's with you. Slow down here. There you go.
Brian Vickers on board.
But that really didn't have anything to do with handling.
No, that had something to do with somebody running into each other in a straight line.
Right.
I'm going to tell you that. That's exactly right. Somebody punted the 96 car. We don't have a good shot of it yet, and hopefully we will. But somebody absolutely punted the 96 car in the short chute, in a straightaway, where you've already made it past the point where Denny and Tony seem to have their problems.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car will be the lucky dog. He was involved in an earlier caution here in the Pepsi400. 22 laps are complete. 22 laps are complete. Take a local break, and our TNT Wide Open coverage will continue in 90 seconds. RaceView can help us out with this. You can find this at NASCAR.com. There's Stremme in the 40.
And from the race view, obviously we're not looking at real cars here. We're just going off the GPS and how race view works. It almost appears as the 96 came up and the 40 was there, just like we saw with the 9 and the 66 earlier. Until we saw, if we don't have real footage of it, that's as good as we're going to get. But that is great coverage right there.